Chaos erupted in Falkirk today like a powder keg finally exploding. What started as a peaceful protest outside a migrant hotel turned into a full-blown battlefield, with locals clashing wildly against police and counter-demonstrators. The fury boiled over when word spread that one of the asylum seekers inside had been locked up for assaulting a 15-year-old girl. Tension skyrocketed, streets overflowed with raw confrontation, and Scotland's now plastered across national headlines with these shocking scenes. Buckle up, folks, we're diving deep into what went down. But hey, before we jump in, smash that like button and hit subscribe for more explosive updates like this. This is your inside look at the chaos outside the Clad Inn Hotel in Falkirk. So, picture this. This hotel's been sitting here for the past few years, quietly housing anywhere from 50 to 80 asylum seekers right in the heart of Falkirk. But things have been simmering, and over the last 18 months, a protest movement has ignited like wildfire. It all kicked off after one asylum seeker from this very hotel raped a 15-year-old girl in broad daylight. Horrific, right? He got slammed with a 9-year prison sentence back in June, but that bombshell has whipped up a storm in the community. Locals are screaming that they've had enough of this asylum hotel setup. They're fed up, and who can blame them? The anger's palpable, and it's spilling out onto the streets. Let me paint the scene for you real quick. Across the road, you've got the Stand Up to Racism crew and Unison folks holding their counter-protest. Sneaky move. They showed up a full hour early to stack the deck and build their numbers before the main event. Smart, huh? And on this side of the road? That's where the original protesters are gathering, spread out along the sidewalk, but trust me, more are trickling in. Over the next 50 minutes or so, their ranks swell dramatically. I was thinking of chatting with Connor, one of the key guys up here, but he's off having a quick word with someone. No worries. We'll catch up later. Oh, look, here's one of the main groups, Save Our Future, Our Kids' Future. This Facebook group popped up like a beacon for folks rallying against the hotel. They've been vocal, organizing, and drawing crowds who feel their communities under siege. Swinging the camera around one more time, there's a couple hundred people over there right now, chanting and holding signs. On this side, it's smaller for the moment, but the energy's electric. The protesters opposing the hotel's continued operation. They're still arriving in droves, and you can feel the tension building like a storm cloud ready to burst. It's raw, it's real, and it's happening right now in Falkirk. And Tony, you mentioned this counter-protest rolled in an hour early. They've got serious numbers across the street. Looks intimidating. How long has this whole debate about asylum housing been bubbling under the surface in Falkirk? Well, let's zoom out a bit and... Shifting gears to other explosive news, J.K. Rowling just unleashed a savage takedown on Nicola Sturgeon's brand new autobiography. We're talking profanity-laced fury in a massive critique she dropped on her website last night. This bombshell hit the same day Sturgeon's memoir, Frankly, launched at the Edinburgh International Book Festival. There she was, chatting it up with broadcaster Kirsty Wark, all smiles, while Rowling was firing missiles from afar. The Harry Potter queen didn't hold back one bit. She called Sturgeon a F******ing wit in her review, yeah, expletives flying everywhere. Rowling accuses the former Scottish First Minister of causing real, lasting damage through her stance on transgender issues. According to Rowling, Sturgeon created a toxic atmosphere where women got silenced, shamed, and straight-up persecuted just for speaking out. She slams Sturgeon's luxury beliefs for putting women in degrading, unsafe spots. Ouch, that's gotta sting. Rowling doesn't stop there. She draws this wild parallel between Sturgeon and Donald Trump, calling her flat-out Trumpian for shamelessly denying reality and hard facts on trans policies. Rowling blasts Sturgeon for still backing self-ID for transgender women to access female-only spaces, no questions asked. Despite what Rowling calls mountains of evidence showing predatory guys exploiting these rules, Sturgeon's digging in her heels. The critique spotlights a Supreme Court ruling that shot down the Scottish government's take on equality laws. Rowling argues it basically stripped women of their single-sex protections and legal status as a protected group. And get this, Sturgeon shows zero remorse post-ruling. She's still in denial about any risks from self-ID, ignoring what Rowling describes as tons of documented abuse cases. Brutal stuff. Then there's the Isla Bryson case, remember that? The convicted double rapist who stirred up a hornet's nest. Rowling says this was the moment Sturgeon's logic crumbled on live TV. When grilled on whether Bryson was a man or a woman, the usually sharp-tongued Sturgeon froze up, looking like a complete F*** wit, per Rowling. Epic burn. In a quirky twist, Rowling compares Sturgeon to Bella Swan from Twilight. Both start as shy, awkward, bookish girls who morph into obsession-driven maniacs. For Sturgeon, it's Scottish independence. For Bella, it's steamy romance with Edward Cullen without dying. Spoiler, only one nails their goal, and it ain't Sturgeon. But Rowling's attack goes beyond gender wars. She rips into the memoir for huge omissions, like Scotland topping Europe's drug death charts. That's personal for Rowling. Her hubby ran a methadone clinic. She calls out missing pandemic WhatsApps, plummeting education standards, the Calmac ferry scandal, and £500,000 vanishing from indie ref funds. Rowling challenges Sturgeon's rosy view of the 2014 campaign as non-divisive. Total nonsense, she says. This all drops right after Sturgeon chatted about their full